Kempire is brought to you by.
Have you rated the Kempire podcast? Kempire podcast is available on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all the places. But rating is very important for a podcast. As you know, we've been building the Kempire podcast in the last couple of years, and so many of you have rated it on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, but we're still trying to reach our goal. We're crawling to 500 on both Spotify and on Apple. Shout out to those of you that have given us glowing reviews and 5-star reviews. We appreciate it, but we're still not at our goal. And I know you guys are listening because the numbers are numbering. So be sure to subscribe, rate, review the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And more information on our sponsors will be available in the description.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked the video already. Normally we go live maybe like an hour earlier. However, look, I'm not in the studio, but I still made time to do our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. There's only one more part to their Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion for season 234. Someone said I could have skipped this recap. I didn't skip the recap just because I know this is probably the last of many episodes that we will probably not be recapping. And I say that now, but you never know. Maybe Carlos will discover some worthy talent of us talking about next season. But based on what we have so far, not really. Not really. But guys, be sure to let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, because when I'm not in the studio, it's hard for me to navigate tech outside the studio, just making sure that everything is loud and clear for you guys. Again, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to our King's Guards. Shout out to our live chat. Shout out to our subscribers. It is a subscribers only live chat. Thank you, Natasha. I see everyone in here. Thank you so much, Keita. We appreciate you guys taking time out of your Super Bowl Sunday. I just realized it was Super Bowl Sunday maybe like 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, okay. All aboard. Will I be watching? Not really. I probably will watch at least the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. And of course, you know who I'm rooting for. Jalen Hurts. I'm rooting for him and whatever team he's on. Philadelphia Eagles. Whoop, whoop. Look, I'm going to root for the underdog just because we know the Chiefs have won multiple times, and I'm already not here for Travis Kelce and his fake relationship, his media relationship with Taylor Swift. He knows he wants to be with a black woman, and I don't blame him. Just be as Garcelle said to Kyle, be who you are. If you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. If you want to be with a black woman, be with a black woman, Travis. I will never have respect for people that do these media relationships, but I get it. It's all PR. It brings attention. Because I know, look, he's already a popular football player, and some of you are like, Kempire, that doesn't make sense. This opens him up to a whole other world outside of football. This opens up his career possibilities after football. Remember, football, yes, you can make a lot of money, but what is your life after football? And I know he has a podcast and all those things, but I've always believed that this Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce relationship was not real. I know you're probably coming in, you're like, why are we talking about the sports? Because that's what we do here. You didn't know? KSPN. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys. No matter how you're going to be enjoying it, maybe you'll just be enjoying the good food, a good party. If you missed it Friday, we had life coach Keisha here giving you some dating advice. Shout out to everyone that was brave enough to call in or share your comments or ask a question in the live chat. Be sure to check out the replay on the Kempire YouTube channel and leave your comments there. Life coach Keisha will be checking those out. Okay. New York and Philly are distant cousins. Exactly. Let's go Eagles. Let's go Eagles. Banner says that he's acting. Travis Kelce's also acting now. Again, being with Taylor Swift. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Yes. Being with her opens up all of these opportunities. And people that did not know who Travis Kelce was before now knows who he is, including us. But it's okay. People do these things. Are they harming anyone by doing these media relationships? No. So it is what it is. Fine. But happy Sunday, everyone. Shout out to everyone coming in from church. Those of you going to church, those of you sneaking a peek while in church. We appreciate you. You know, even though lightning might strike you down. I'm kidding. Calm down. You guys are so serious. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys remember we recapped part 1 last week. If you missed it, be sure to check that out. I don't have my sound effects in the room, so I will be using my mouth. What? I will be using myself. That's for Kempire After Dark. Alyssa says, just got out of church heading to brunch, and she's here with us. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. What are you having for brunch? Elsie. Elsie says, Kempire, I was on a panel and someone did the Kempire. I love you. I smiled. You felt seen, didn't you? I love it. Someone else, apparently, I think it was in Carlos's live chat or something like that, mentioned the Espos. Espos rise. Espos rise. And he was like, who are the Espos? Please understand, I don't take credit for a lot of things, okay? But I will be taking credit for Espos rise, and I will be taking credit for, hi, Salvi, I love you. I'm taking credit for all of that, okay? I don't take credit for I don't take credit for woo-woo-woo. I know some of you understand, especially if you're a particular age. If you watched Living Single, then you understood where that came from. I'm not taking credit for that. I will take credit for bringing it back to life, resuscitating life back into it. I'll take credit for that. Okay. Vanessa says we just need the TJ sound effect. We are silly. Can you guys behave yourselves, please? And thank you. Of course, today's live is brought to you by our friends over at Rose Forever. Valentine's Day is less than a week away, but you still have time to order a little something for yourself or someone that you love, including your children. All right, don't forget about the kids. The kids need love too, okay? Head on over to the description for more details on how you can get a discount. We have a discount code Kempire20 for $20 off. Go get you some roses that will last you at least a year. I haven't really seen roses. You know, I've had Rose forever. I haven't really seen any roses that I've had for over a year. The only time I had to throw out Rose Forever was because when I moved, the movers, no shade to them, they just packed it improperly. Like I should have took that by hand to the apartment, but no, they packed it in one of the boxes and it just ruined it. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Other than that, they did a fantastic job. Okay. Anyways, because that was sponsored too. Anyways, guys, let's get into this. Let me get into this recap. So, as you know, last week's part 1 of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion ended with Kimmy and Melody going back and forth about Melody bringing up rumors that there was lipstick on Maurice's collar. Here's the thing that I hate, and I said this back then when we were talking about this rumor. I said, first of all, I never heard the rumor. Some of you heard it, some of you didn't. I personally did not hear it, not saying that it wasn't out there. But I hated the fact that this rumor and the fact that Melody was talking about this became the bigger story as opposed to Maurice allegedly driving under the influence. Even his response last week annoyed the hell out of me because it showed no accountability. And I get it. When they filmed this was in October. They filmed this. This is why it's important of the timing of these reunions. This reunion should have been filmed maybe in December. And I get it, holidays. But okay, then let's hold off. So they filmed this back in October when this was still in litigation. As you know, based on what you guys have told me, the case has been dismissed. There was no he refused a breathalyzer, allegedly. He has no history. There was lack of evidence. So he got away with it. So he can run with whatever narrative that he wants to. But we also know that he was at Black drinking and dancing and having a good old time and then got arrested the next day or in the wee hours of the morning. And then was at the club the next day partying and everybody saying, free Reese, free my N-word Reese. This is the second reality TV personality that we're talking about that reportedly has gotten behind the wheel of a car under the influence. I hate the fact that this has turned into a Melody versus Kimmy when we're talking about Maurice. But I'm not going to deny that Melody I felt like Melody could have went harder and she didn't. Melody is running with the narrative that Kimmy did not want to talk about it. So when Kimmy brought it up, she didn't want to talk about it. Look, for me, Melody, that was your indication. Oh, so she wants to talk about it. Then I would have went in and talked about it. I know Melody did an Instagram live where she did reveal that she was leaving the show, or at least some of the reasons why she might be potentially leaving the show or taking litigation. As you know, since then, she's released an official statement that she will be leaving the show. Did you guys notice, though? You remember one of the reasons why Melody decided to leave was the description, the reunion episodes talked about her allegedly grooming Destiny, Melody and Martel grooming Destiny. Mind you, part 1 and part 2, I don't know if it's going to be in part 3, but I think those descriptions were a part of the first parts of the reunion. They didn't talk about that. Probably because she probably threatened legal action. They never talked about Melody grooming Destiny. We'll wait for part 3 to see if that even comes up, but I don't think so because based off the preview, it looks like Destiny, I love you, Peyton, is not even there. Okay. And I told you last week my speculation on the placement of Destiny. I felt like production did that intentionally. I felt like production was trying to play with Melody by putting Destiny in that first seat and bringing her out there in part 1 with her saying nothing. Wait, hold on, Cover Girl. Hold on. Cover Girl says Own didn't, but Philo showed it. Can someone take a recording of that and DM it to me? Oh, see, this is why I rely on you guys, because I don't see all the preview stuff. Missy says, in the preview last week, Carlos asked the question, but now it's gone. Probably because of the legal action. But we already know that it was there. They had every intention of talking about it. But I just feel like, look, you put it out there. It's already been out there. People are talking about it. And not saying that they should have included it. I understand why they didn't include it because that is a damning defamatory claim. And now we understand why Melody did decide to leave the show. But word on the street is that after she told Own back in December that she was not going to return, that they came crawling back saying, we want you back. We want you back. That's the word on the street. But I understand her why she wouldn't come back after something like that. But let me get back to the reunion episode, because I feel like the reunion did not, especially the back and forth between Kimmy and Melody. I felt like Melody looked, what's the word? She just didn't seem like she had her argument solid there for me. And again, I hate the fact that this conversation became a battle between these two women, that it really had nothing to do with whatever was happening. The real issue was with Maurice and him not wanting to answer questions. Understandably, it's a legal situation, but it turned into checked out. Thank you, Elsie. That's it. That is the term. And she seemed like she didn't want to argue about it. She didn't want to talk about it. If based off the conversation, it quickly went from Kimmy and Melody having the issue to Carlos saying, well, one thing, although you guys may not be friends, you may not be friends, but there is a level of respect for each other. Do you guys think that they have a level of respect for each other? We can't forget when Kimmy was diagnosed with cancer, a lot of people showed up for Kimmy. And I believe Melody was one of those people that showed up for her. You just sent it to me? Let me see. Look, let me see. Because I can't play it here because of, obvious reasons. Someone just sent me the clip on Instagram. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me go. Let me see. I think you sent it to my Kempire Daily. Let me look. I have too many Instagrams, y'all. Where did you send it to me? Can you guys tell me? Look, because I have way too many. No, that was someone sent that a week ago. Let me see. It's a Kempire Radio that you sent it to me. Everything goes to like the filtered areas. I don't see it. Oh wait, hidden. No, it's way too many things. All right, I'll get back to that. I believe you guys because we clearly knew that they had every intention of talking about something in regards to Melody allegedly grooming Destiny, Martel, and on Twitter you sent it. Thank you, Julia. Because he had so many social medias, and I'm like, where? Oh, here it is. Thank you so much, Kita. Oh, yes. Someone also sent me the description. So the description still I guess this was a Philo that still says that Kimmy and Melody argue over Melody's double standards, claims that Martel and Melody groomed her for a threesome. And this was supposed to be last night's episode. But it wasn't mentioned in, at least the own version that I watched on YouTube TV did not mention Melody and Martel grooming. However, the description still mentions it based off of what Keita just sent me. Anyways, so Kimmy says, like, you know, they need to wait for all the facts. I'm assuming that part. The editing for this episode was interesting. If you really pay attention, after I watched it the second time, if you pay attention, the editing for this was interesting. But the editing for OWN and specifically Carlos's shows are always interesting. Okay, Cover Girl says that OWN cut the clips Philo showed them. I mean, look, Lane says they need to quit with this grooming. Look, it's a very serious allegation. You don't make an allegation like that without backing it up. But I do feel like OWN production are complicit because you all signed off on including that in the description. You heard it be said during the reunion. There were a couple of things that Destiny said, accusations that Destiny had against Melody that kind of go. So although they didn't include it, the fact that we know that it was there, and then what we saw in this week's episode about Destiny claiming that Sonny and Melody hashed a plan to bring them on the show, and then Carlos immediately debunked that lie. I thought that was interesting because that is another accusation that to me doesn't necessarily make sense, and it was immediately debunked by Carlos. Lane says, "How do we see the Philo clip? Somebody needs to take a screen grab of it, not a screen grab, a screen video of it, and send it to me." I believe you though, because obviously it was in the description of all of the episodes, all of the streaming platforms episodes, and then that was edited. I believe that it was definitely filmed. They just didn't show it on all platforms. But, you know, also OWN has been terrible with, did we get the episode? The episode is coming up as season 5 versus season 9. We've had issues like that with OWN multiple times over the years. So let me just get back to this and we'll revisit, okay? Okay. So Carlos tries to smooth over the situation, but before he does, Destiny is chiming in regards to how Melody is not letting Kimmy speak, and Melody was calling her out for, you know, this conversation is between me and Kimmy and Carlos. So she's like, oh, well, I can speak. I think she just wanted to have a moment. I think finally Destiny wanted to be able to chime in. Clearly, she does not like Melody, which again, I say to you is so interesting because during the girls' trip, it seemed like she was missing Melody, missing her friendship, only for us to fast forward to commentary in her confessionals and now at the reunion. But during the trip, it's like this. Okay. Oh, Brandy says Philo did not play it. They cut that completely out. And I believe Melody probably threatened defamation too. She probably did. I wouldn't doubt that, as she should. Wouldn't you? I would. Like, you're not going to, you know, just put something, because that's the thing about today's culture. You just put something out there, even if it's not true, it can haunt you for the rest of your life and your career. But anyways, so Destiny tries to chime in and Melody is not trying to have a conversation with her. Carlos moves the conversation along. He says, you know, based off because Melody says, you know, Kimmy and I are in a good place. Kimmy and I ended up having a conversation and we have been in a good place. And he's like, you know, and I think that you guys have some sort of level of respect. Even Maurice chimed in. He's like, yeah, respect for each other. Okay. Then it leads to us getting into a conversation about Nell and her feelings about Melody downplaying her being a mentor. And we've covered this and we talked about this. It seems as if Nell was really hurt by that. Nell says that she's forgiven Melody for that, but their friendship doesn't seem like it's been the same. So when Melody is asked about that, Melody says that her feelings are her feelings. It makes me wonder if more happened that we're not discussing, because Nell seems very emotional about it. Nell says that she's forgiven Melody for the whole mentor, not being a mentor comment. She's like, I left my mother to be there for you. Well, backstage, Mel's like, I never asked her to mentor me. I never asked her to leave her mother. that doesn't, Melody, in all fairness, just because you never asked doesn't mean that's not what happened. And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Although I think we're talking semantics versus mentor or counsel or whatever it may be, we clearly saw the Fletchers come on the show and counsel and mentor and be helpful. Maybe you don't like the word, but I think for some people, it did come across as mentoring of some sort or counseling of some sort. I don't think it needs to come again, it's a game of semantics. But apparently Nell was really hurt by that. And time went over for how many weeks, and Nell's like, she was feeling this way for weeks and she never said anything to me. She was feeling this way for so many weeks, she didn't. And then she finally said something to me. And Melody says, well, her feelings are her feelings. Okay. So backstage, we see Marcus, the showrunner for Love Marriage Huntsville now, talking to Tisha and Marcel. And even Tisha and Marcel said, the thing with Melody is that she doesn't acknowledge people's feelings. Because no matter how she might feel about it, because she doesn't have any feelings towards it, she feels as if their feelings, like, I still have these feelings, I need to talk about these feelings. And I understood that. Right, Espos? Espos rise. So they have that conversation with Marcus backstage, and then Marcus has a conversation with Melody about it. And she says, the other side of the room are acting like Martellometers. She says that, what did she say? She felt as if that the group, that side of the table, what's an emoji for the Espos, Lane asks. That's a good one. I don't know. But she says that the other side of the room she feels as if they got together the night before and prepared to, I guess, to attack her, to come up against her. So is that a building? Maybe. Well, so she feels as if, I guess, they're all riding with Martel. I wonder how much of them are, because remember, this is filmed before the side chick convention where Maurice is also lumped into that side chick interview. We have to remember this is being interviewed. This is being done before that. Hold on. Keisha says, thank you so much for the super chat. Keisha says, what do you think about the way Destiny was talking to Carlos? Oh, Keisha, we're going to unpack and talk about that because we talked about this during the part one of the conversation, and we felt how inappropriate and just the microaggressions that he was making towards Destiny. I'm not a Destiny fan, but I also understand that is the boss and this is an employee, and the way that he was speaking to her, even in part two of the reunion, was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch. But I see that with a lot of gay men thinking that they can go toe to toe with women and say anything that they want to women, not realizing like you're still a man and you are an employer. We see it all the time. Edward, thank you so much for the super chat. Edward says, call me weird, but I'm liking Marcel and Tisha on this reunion. Yeah, because like they said in part one, they don't really have any smoke with anyone like that. They're in a good place with Melody. They're in a good place. I mean, Tisha and Kimmy are in a good place. She's in a good place with Destiny. So they don't really have any beef with anyone this season. So they're sort of being the voice of reason. So yeah, I mean, I can Espos rise. Who's an Espo in the building? Espos rise. Okay. Oh, damn. Let's not argue about this, but I'm gonna read it though. Damn, I lost your comment. Where'd your comment go? I lost your comment. There was a comment that I wanted to read. Damn. Hey, Miss Esquire, thank you for the super chat. Miss Esquire was also part of our. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to talk about that. Sorry, Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire, thank you for the super chat. She says, familiarity breeds contempt. This is true. This is very true. So they had that little bit of a moment backstage, and that's where Melody also says that she never asked Nell to counsel her, during that time. She said she never asked Nell to leave her mom to come and take care, to be there for her. I understand that, Melody. However, a lot of people that if they're going to be there for you, they're not going to tell you all the stuff that they're going through and who they're leaving behind in order to be there for you. So I do believe Nell was a mentor, counselor, or something like that for Melody. I do believe that. And I do believe that Nell, on some level, has love for Melody. I do believe that. Of everyone on that cast, I do believe that Nell does care for Melody. Does Melody care for Nell? It might be one-sided. Might be one-sided. Lane says, I do believe Nell was a mentor to Melody, even if there wasn't paperwork exchanged. Exactly. Oh, hold on. I am here for the show. I love that name. I think Carlos said what Nell and her husband were scared to say. Girl, they do not like you. That part. Let me see. Hold on. Gadget Girl says Melody should have thanked Nell for spending time with her during the Martel situation. Yeah, it just felt like she wasn't going to give Nell anything. You know what I mean? In regards to being there for her. She wasn't going to give Nell any sort of credit. And I think she should have. Even if she didn't believe that, and that could be true. Everyone's perception of how you show up for each other is always going to be different. I had a friend tell me that when we had like an argument, this is years ago, had an argument, he brought up stuff that I had no idea. I was like, you felt that way? And I was like, well, this is the reason why I wasn't there. And then people have feelings that you don't even realize that they're going through because they haven't shared that. And Nell admitted that too, that she had spent weeks of feeling this way and didn't say anything to Melody, and vice versa. Damn, come on. Nell says, Isa says that Nell is close to 20 years older. They are not friends. Well, you can have older friends. You can. Okay. La Soul says that Nell was a mentor because she could share experiences when Chris cheated on her. And not just that, just life. I felt like when Nell came onto the show, although we never gave her the title, I'm like, when they said mentor, I was like, yeah, I could definitely see Nell being the mentor. Anyone else? I could. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to New York City at the Green Room 42 with special guests. The Brooke Ashley will be joining me on stage. And of course, we will be talking the things. We'll be talking about Housewives. We'll be talking about The Diddler. We'll be talking about Jay-Z. We'll be talking about Onijah Robinson. Oh, come on. Black History legend. Apparently, she's back in New York after causing an international situation, an international incident. I need $100,000 by the end of the week. And don't ask me anything about my business. That's against my religion. Okay? Just say. So we'll be talking about the things. Get your tickets today. Don't forget, this isn't a special show because it's New York, my city, but also there is a live stream option for those of you that can't make it, for those of you that live abroad, for those of you that live in other parts of the United States. Get your tickets today for the Kempire After Dark live experience coming back to New York City Friday, February 21st. Okay? More information will be available in the description. Exactly. Teresa, she had a whole team in Pakistan. She has a bigger team than I even have. I was like, girl, how'd you do that? I've been meaning to do a video to talk about it. It's just so much, though. And to do the video without laughing is hard. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Elle says, you may have touched this, but do you think it's time for Carlos to step back from hosting? He seems biased and overly shady. Well, we always talk about this, but we can talk about it now that you're bringing it up, Elle. Here's the thing. This reunion, look, we know Carlos wants to be the star. There's nothing wrong with it until it affects the fact that you're producing a show. And maybe that's part of the reason why he isn't the showrunner for Love and Marriage Huntsville. He just hosts the reunion, but he's still a producer. He's still involved in the hiring, the production of it all. He's still making decisions, very much like Andy Cohen. And I think he saw what Andy Cohen has been able to do and able to amass in his life. So that's what he wants to do as well. And there's nothing wrong with it. It just when it comes across so inauthentic, it comes across thirsty, and it comes across you're being inappropriate. And look, we are not fans of Destiny, but I did feel for her during this reunion. And I like the fact, and that was the Taurus in her coming out when she would check him. Just saying. Because I was like, this is where you can put the astrological signs. Carlos is a Libra, right? And Destiny is a Taurus. Oh, I was watching this like I think Carlos, because he's in a power position, feels like, oh, I still have one up on you. But you still have that's the thing with us Tauruses. We don't care what position you have. You're not going to drag us or be shady with us. We're gonna keep giving it to you. Dusty's rise. I saw me. I love you. But there were a few moments, even in part two, that felt cringy. It's just like making these faces, like he was fighting like a girlfriend. Like, no, you are a host. You're supposed to be the moderator of these conversations. So I agree with you. Like, he definitely wants to be the star. And again, there's nothing wrong with that until it becomes obnoxious and people don't want to watch because of that. Like, you see, when someone wants to be the star, it takes away from getting the stories. It takes away from resolution. It takes away from hearing from the people. These folks that are watching your show don't want to hear from you, Carlos. They want to they don't mind you navigating conversations and being funny, but they want to hear from the people that they're actually invested in watching every single week. They don't want to hear from you. They're not looking for moments from Carlos King. Eva's window seat. Thank you so much for the super chat. How are the Fletchers mentors when the family is a disaster site? Well, look, here's the thing. I think when the Fletchers first came on the show, we saw them as mentors. When we started to get into their lives and they were on the show, like characters, that's where I was sort of like, why would y'all go to them for meant to be mentors? But we all look, there are people that look for advice from all kinds of people that their lives might be a mess, but maybe they're the best mentors because their lives have been a mess and they've come through. Okay, but yeah, people still struggling. Eva says, if I find out you're talking ish about me, I'm paying you dust as well. Oh, okay. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy for the dollar. Sorry. It's a Sunday. Miss Esquire says, but when someone finally tells you how what you said made them feel, the worst thing you can do is critique them for not speaking sooner. It's so dismissive. That's Mel's pattern. And that's something that I felt, especially with the Nell situation. Melody should just acknowledge this is how it made me feel. This is what I was going through at the time. And that's literally what we've got with the Kimmy situation and with the Nell situation as well. No matter how you feel about either party, this is why I love our community, because we're team us. And when you're team you're able to see when someone, even if you like them, love them, or stand for them, you're able to see when they are wrong. And that's how I am with my real friends in real life. And that's what I noticed during these reunions. Some people say, Melody seemed checked out. I also feel like Melody just wasn't trying to take any accountability, especially with the Nell situation, when I felt like she should have taken accountability. And she should have taken accountability with the whole Maurice situation in regards to, you know what? I should have just kept it at the drunk driving. I shouldn't have even brought up the lipstick, even though that was the rumors on the street. That was the rumors on the street. Anyways, Sonia says, oh, wait. Oh, I lost you. Oh, there you go. Sonia says, but Melody is never wrong in her eyes. Lane says, I wish Mel would clock in and work versus just sitting there. Well, now she's not coming to work anymore. Elle says that Melody can't handle what she gives. Funky says, love Melody, but she lacks empathy. Beautiful Bullish says, Kimmy rolling over and taking Lemonhead. And that's the thing, too. Like, I don't think the Kimmy and the Maurice of it all, I'm sort of like, Kimmy, you just sitting here. This man, I can never get over what happened over the last couple of seasons when she was recovering from her cancer and he wanted to have sex, and that was their storyline. And I couldn't. Kay says, as a Scorpio, we love to talk astrological signs. Kay says, as a Scorpio, I have to actively work on acknowledging that my words have hurt. Oh, the fact that you even know that you have to do this work, I appreciate that, Kay. Kay says, as a Scorpio, which is Melody's sign as well. As a Scorpio, I'm the product of two Scorpios. As a Scorpio, I have to actively work on acknowledging that my words have hurt someone, even if that was not my intention. And getting defensive isn't the right way to go about it. I love this, Kay. And in this moment, you're showing accountability for what you've done in the past. I appreciate that. Okay, let me take a sip. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap. This is one of our last recaps when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh, DC says the millimeters rise. Calm down, millimeters. DC says, I wouldn't empathize with a bunch of backstabbers. They all helped Hotel. Well, look, before people have been saying that, but the evidence keeps evidencing in regards to what people knew and when they knew it. Yeah, so some of this cast are complicit. Just saying. Thank you, Tylen. Thank you. Tylen says, you deserve your Sundays back. Yes. Oh, whoa to us. Okay. Hey, Arjun. Arjun says, Kempire, what will substitute the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City from now on? I don't know. Are you talking about our recaps? My life? Having a life? Doing something else? Covering something else? Giving me more time to work on our Tuesday takeover? Maybe. Guys, don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're talking about the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Janet Jackson's in the chat, but she's a Taurus. Janet says, as a Scorpio, I learned to not stay silent and speak up for myself and hold others accountable. Okay. Scorpios, we love it. Even though some of the Scorpios felt like I've been hard on them. I'm like, why would y'all say that? Y'all being very sensitive. All right. Can we talk about Destiny's package? They need to send us a message and say, I'm sorry, I love you. Because didn't y'all feel like her package in regards to them talking about what she's gone through and now she had been gone and she had taken the season off? She didn't take the season off. Y'all gave her the season off. Okay? Until y'all found a juicy story to make her story. Did y'all feel like that package was so long? I said, are they still talking about Destiny before they even get to the reunion? Who's editing the show? Who's editing the show? That was long. Oh, Teresa says that package was put together as if she's leaving. Was I wrong? I felt like it was so long. I was like, oh, wait. I got bored. And I was like, oh, wait, we're still going? And look, I think if they at the end played a clip from our YouTube channel honestly, I thought they might play that moment in the stairs. Come on, let me take you back. This is where I love you came from. Back at the girls' trip. I wish they would have ended it playing that and then added it in slow motion and just added some romantic music under it, then maybe put my face in the background, just like a dim version of me. And then you see Destiny looking at Melody from across the hallway. Come on. If you're going to give us a long one, give us something to laugh at the end. And you see from a distance, and she looks at Melody after arguing at Melody and looking like she was going to step to her just across the way. I'm sorry. I love you. And then back to the reunion. So long. So Destiny says that she feels like her story was unfinished, and that's why she felt like she needed to come back. They did play in her confession. She's like, I'm back. You missed me? No, we didn't miss you, Destiny. Stop saying that. The jokes write themselves. Okay? So because Carlos was being messy, he was like, so you and Martel, did you guys stay in contact when you weren't a part of the show? And she was like, I stayed in contact with everyone during the season. Okay. So Carlos, everyone has alluded that maybe something happened between Dusty and Martel. Here's the thing. I feel as if they made that rumor even more strong. Remember when they met up in the park and they were so awkward they could barely look at each other? Do y'all think they slept together the night before? Because I never really believed that. I feel like, they say Martel has slept with like every woman. But I never believed it until that moment. When they sat down at that park bench and they were so awkward with each other and they wouldn't look at each other, I said, that looks like two people that slept with each other. That was so weird. Anyways, so she says, I stayed in communication with everyone. Then they talk about Lance. And Carlos says, some people believe that you use Lance as a storyline. This leads to a conversation about Destiny's age. So Destiny's just like, and I know people that don't want to talk about their age. They don't want to own their age. She looks great, whatever age she is. If she's 42, 40, whatever. Based off of the math, it seems like she might be at least 39, 40. But it leads to an interesting revelation between Nell and Destiny, because at one particular point, Nell was like, I would love Destiny as a daughter-in-law. But now Nell's like, I don't know her. Nell was like, there's a 9-year age difference. Lance is 33. I mean, I thought they were age equivalent. Anyone else? And I get it. Destiny doesn't want to share her age when Carlos asks you, so what's your age? And she's like, grown. Such a Taurus answer. Grown. Oh, Esqui her. I didn't even remember. You could figure this out. You can figure. Esqui her says her mugshot says 42. Vanessa says she's 42. So she was sitting there lying to Nell, because Nell's like, you told me that you're 42. She's like, I never said that. We've caught Dusty in multiple lies in this reunion, right? Quentin says that Lance looks older than he is. Yeah, because I didn't get 33 from him. And to be married at least twice already? Okay, fine. Fine. But it was weird because Nell was sort of like, yeah, she kind of looked. Did you guys notice she looked? And Tisha's across the way, like, not to look up and down as she's talking about Destiny. She's like, I still need to get to know Destiny. Thank you, Peachy. Peachy says her DOB, her date of birth, is 5/1/82. Mugshot info. That's the thing too. Like, she's not even smart enough to know that we know this information. Okay. Anyways, so this leads to a conversation of in regards to Lance and her. Carlos was so messy in regards to this, because it's like, why are you you're trying to paint the narrative that Destiny is some sort of home wrecker or a hoe, whatever. And I get it. Some of y'all talk about that on social media in regards to that. But the fact that he, as a moderator and executive producer, is trying to like, so did you think he was cute when you were married? He didn't say it like that, but that's what he was insinuating. And she was just like, he's always been cute. And she was like, well, when I was in a relationship, I wasn't looking at him like that. And I was like, Carlos, yes, we know Carlos is messy, but this is when we talk about Carlos, you are not a safe space for Black women. Because now you want to paint the narrative that she might have been looking at Lance some type of way when she was married or in a relationship. Let the other people that are her castmates paint that narrative. You're supposed to be a moderator. You can have your little messy things, but it felt like you kept on coming after her. It felt personal. Did she take your man? Did you want to be with Lance? Did you want to be with Lance? I agree. L. Singleton says, Destiny looks great to be almost 43. Again, they look like age equivalent. He's 33. He definitely looks a little bit older, but I don't think she looks bad. But there are some people that don't want to share their age. So she's like, I'm grown. Okay. But it led to an interesting interaction between her and Nell, us now realizing there's some sort of beef between them. Okay. So Carlos asked Destiny if she was attracted to Lance while she was married. And she was just like, no. He was always attractive, but yeah. Anyways. Come on, Charlene. Charlene, stop it. Y'all got to stop it. Although you don't like Destiny, Dusty, whatever, you got to give her credit. She looks good. And we've said that before. She's a beautiful woman. I don't like that wig that she's wearing in this reunion, but she's a beautiful woman. Stop. Please stop it. You got to be fair. This is why I said when you're team no one, you're able to be a lot fairer. Okay? Okay. Anyways. So then it leads to what has Lance said about Destiny to Nell. And he's like, we don't really talk about her a lot. He says that she's a nice lady. Here go Carlos. Lady? And she's like, yes, I am a lady. And then he's like this. He makes a face. Again, trying to paint the narrative like Destiny is some sort of hooah, trollop, not a lady. What are you doing? Like, what is happening? Again, if it was the other cast people doing that, I could understand. But you're supposed to be the moderator. You're supposed to be not biased. And I get it. You're going to have your bias. But if I was hosting the reunion, not to say that I want to, I'm just saying, if I was hosting a reunion, yes. And this is part of the reason why I wouldn't want to host a reunion, because I've shared my thoughts and opinions for a review, for those that keep coming in the chat or the comments like, you're so biased. It's a fucking review. You're going, this is where I'm able to show my bias. This is not CNN or KNN. But if I was hosting the reunion, I would have to be a moderator. I would have to hear everyone's side. That is his role. Angela says that Destiny is rude. Hold on. Angela says Destiny is rude and Carlos ain't feeling her. But again, he's an employer. He's an employer and he's supposed to be the moderator of these conversations. You're not supposed to show any bias. Brandy says Carlos clearly didn't ask Destiny back. And that reminds you guys that production necessarily isn't the end all be all of who decides to come back. So keep that in mind. All right. Shout out to our King's Guards. Hey, Mama Ali. Hey, Foxy. Eva, thank you for the super chat. Eva says, please take us out the chat, Taurus. Don't claim Dusty. Come on. Look, unfortunately, the Tauruses on reality TV do not represent us well. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat, Shimmy. Danielle says, nobody on this cast takes accountability. Kingdom Reign is an equal opportunity employer. Side note, did you see the version on Philo? It was a lot. Oh, Destiny. Okay, bye. See, we have another person that watched it on Philo that says that there was stuff that was in that version. Probably the whole grooming conversation was in the Philo version and not in the OWN or YouTube TV version. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for confirming. So you're another person that confirms that that's what happened. D, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats. We appreciate your support. And those of you that send cash at Venmos, PayPals, we appreciate it. You know, with YouTube, you just never know between their how much they get on their ads versus us and how much they're paying us if they limit ads. They just did that with one of my other videos. It's like, why are y'all limiting my video? Sometimes I think when they see a video getting a lot of views, they're like, we're going to clip you. It happens. So the cash apps and things like that brings balance to this world of social media content creation. D, thank you so much for the super chat. D says, for the willfully obtuse, Mel accepted accountability for their issues with Kimmy, Nell, and Maurice on the show. It was resolved and brought back up. And that's what Melody said in regards to her issues with Kimmy. She's like, we came to a better place in regards to this already. Let's not go back there. But that's part of the reunion, going back there, unfortunately. Delicious, thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. She says, Dusty needs to stop dating her cast members' sons. Well, she never dated Jalen, right? Jalen's younger than, isn't he? Isn't Jalen younger than Lance? Isn't Jalen in his 20s? Elsie, thank you for the super chat. Elsie says the deleted clips, Martel is a part of this threesome rumor. She even lied about Mel performing on Martel in a limo 10 years in front of the rest of the cast. She has a pattern. Like, we've had a pattern. Like, she's even lying about her age. So Janice says that Destiny messed with Jalen. Damn. Okay. Anyways, guys, let me get back to this because I do want to get some callers. All right. So there's this weird, interesting interaction between Nell and Destiny. Apparently, they're not in the best place. Okay. She says that she needs to get to know Destiny more, but she's changed her feelings about her being her daughter-in-law. It makes you wonder what happened. What exactly happened? Are you that invested or interested to watch season 10 without, Melody being a part of the show? There is a surprise guest. Who do you think the surprise guest is? Do we know? Does anyone know? I was like, who could it possibly be? Is it Dr. Shanita? Who will it possibly be? JJ says, I think it's Stormy. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Stormy. Did Stormy actually come to the reunion? But what is Stormy going to add at this particular point? Does it matter? For me, that's not a special guest. That's not anyway. Is this Stormy coming to say goodbye? I don't know. I don't really care if it's Stormy. I know some people would speculate thinking that it was Coleslaw, but I don't think it's Coleslaw either. There's no way that it was Coleslaw. I think we would know. So I could definitely think that it's Stormy. What's up? I agree. I think it's Stormy. I forgot about Stormy completely. That tells you how much she was valid to the show. Someone said maybe Wanda. No, there's no reason to bring Wanda on this reunion. Sayla says the body looks like Stormy. Okay, I could see that. It definitely wasn't giving Ariane. I don't think Ariane has that stature. Okay. All right. Let me get back to this. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Mods, you will decide and let us know how many likes we should get based off of over 2,000 of you watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, the majority of you watching here on YouTube. So, mods, let me know how many likes we should get in order for me to drop the call-in link. Angela says Wanda. Wanda got a makeover? That would be hilarious if it was Wanda. Do we even care at this particular point? Because any of these people that we were considering, I'm like, who cares? Everyone is asking, have they talked about Kiki? When Kiki passed away, they did at the end of the episode that week say rest in peace to Kiki, but they have not talked about it during the season. And I think it's partially because of family drama. So Foxy says 800 likes. I think that's fair. I mean, what's really fair is that 2,000 of you here watching for an hour or so and liking the video is easy and free. I won't know that you liked the video. Just an FYI. Not Foxy. Funky says, Wanda got a BBL. If that is Wanda, she definitely had a BBL. Okay. Yeah, rest in peace to Kiki. Kiki passed over the summer. So I mean, I get why they might not talk about her, but it's like, how do we not? But I get it, out of respect for the family, maybe. Okay. All right. Moving on from there, Sunny. Sunny actually comes out. I should have got to upload photos. I had photos that I could have uploaded to share with you guys in regards to, maybe I can still do that while we're here in regards to the reunion. So let me do that so we can take a look at some of these photos. Some of these photos were a mess. Some of these photos were a mess. Some of these reunion looks were a mess, is what I should say. Okay. All right. Let me see if they uploaded. Okay. All right. So Sunny comes out. All right. Shout out to our friends at OMFG Reality TV. Sunny comes out, and she, of course, is part of Destiny's storyline. My thing is, if Sunny doesn't return next season, what are we talking about with Destiny? Can someone explain to me, what are we going to cover and talk about? And one of the things that they talked about when they were talking about Destiny returning is that Kimmy had brought us just like, she's not showing her real life. She's not showing us anything. And you know what I say? You don't need to have a storyline if you're an interesting person, which says to me, Destiny's not an interesting person. Okay. But what are we going to talk about if Sunny and Moses are no longer part of her storyline? And I'm not here defending Sunny, because I feel like Sunny came in on this weird energy. I don't even care if these two were best friends. She came on weird energy defending this man that's now locked up. They won't let him out, locked up. Like, he's locked up. And you're defending him like he's some sort of prize. Yeah, he's a good-looking man, but okay. So they do a back and forth, rehashing what we've already seen in regards to this relationship. Tisha and Sunny get into it because Tisha's like, before I started dating Marcel, I asked my girlfriend if any of them had gone out with him, because if any of them gone out with him, I wouldn't have done it. I don't know if I agree with that. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, because I did have a friend that dated someone that I dated first, but I had maybe I'm just emotionally mature. I was just like, well, maybe it'll work out with you and him. It didn't. But I had no problems. Like, yeah, go ahead. Like, it is what it is. But I get it. Not everyone feels that way. But if we look at this situation, Sunny and Destiny didn't seem like they were that close. But Destiny has said that they were girlfriends and they were close, and that Sunny wanted to manage her. I just don't like the way that Sunny came in. I felt like Sunny came in like this is some sort of prize. It was giving weird energy, and she was caught out there in a couple of lies as well. So she comes out. She explains that Moses is still in jail, and she explained that he was having issues with his parole officer. And she says, this system of parole really tries to keep people, in jail, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I would agree with her in regards to the system of parole in that regard. However, I don't feel like she fully explained what happened. A lot of you told me the reason why he ended up back in jail was because he left the state without permission. I mean, could his parole officer set him up and gave him permission and was just like, well, you didn't tell me about this second trip? I don't know. But what I do know, am I going to risk my freedom by being on reality television? No. So she explains that. She says that in response to those of you that feel as if she should not be on this show, she's like, they need to mind their business. Again, another reason I'm looking at something like, girl, this is the whole reason you're coming on a reality show. You are a reality TV producer. You should know. Okay. So she says that, they should mind their business. And she says that she does admit that the first time she ever met Moses was with Destiny. And you remember, I think they met again at like a family function. He was there as well. And that's when she was like, I'm gonna make him mine. She just gave weird energy when she talks about even when they interact, it was weird energy. But girl, you like him, we love him. But don't try and convince us that Moses is some sort of damn prize. But I thought it was interesting when she admitted that, yeah, the first time she met Moses, it was with Destiny. Okay. And Destiny believes that Moses used Sonny to get back at her. And she used it. She's like, Sonny was the only way that he was going to be able to come on this show. Because Melody and Sonny talked backstage about the situation. And she was like, Sonny says that even when you were with him, you never brought him on the show. And I was like, well, that's true. But before we get there, so they're talking about, this whole situation with Moses, okay? I feel like we've rehashed this over and over again. Again, Moses is no prize. I think Sonny trying to justify her getting with him, it still doesn't make sense. But Destiny trying to play victim this entire season. First of all, you should send them a package, like a gift package, because it's the only storyline that gave you relevancy this season. So I think that's why I twerk on the fence when it comes to it, because I'm like, Destiny, I know you want to play, oh, woe is me, but it's the only reason why you came back this season, if we're going to be honest. So this is why I'm sort of like on the fence about it. You needed them as much as they needed you to be on the show. So she says that she believes that Moses used Sonny. She was the only way that he could get on the show. Melody then starts laughing. Melody is so damn shady because Melody did not need to laugh. There was nothing funny that was said, but she laughs at that statement. So Carlos was like, why are you laughing? What's going on over here? And then she's like, I just find that to be funny. And then she was like, oh yeah, I'm sure you find it to be funny because you and her were coming together in July to come up with this story. So this is where, because she's trying to say that Melody's the reason that Sonny and Moses are on the show to come at her. Carlos then corrects Destiny. He's like, well, no. When I found out that our former producer had married your ex-boyfriend, that I said to Marcus, the showrunner, to reach out. Because when we saw Sonny and Moses at Carlos's live show with Melody, I already knew who was behind that. I already knew. Okay, so Carlos takes ownership, like, no, we were interested. So he goes on this whole monologue in regards to that, okay? And he confirms that he wanted Sonny and Moses on the show. And apparently Moses and Sonny wanted to come on the show after they saw that Destiny was talking about them on her podcast every Monday. Who in the hell is... I didn't even know Destiny had a podcast. And she's like, no, Carlos, very much like you and your podcast. Probably the same thing. Like you and your podcast, I'm reviewing the show. I'm talking about the show. Okay. So I who watches Destiny? I didn't even know I know she had a YouTube channel. I didn't know she was reviewing the show every week, but okay. Anyways. So Sunny says, like, no, the only reason why we decided to come on the show was because she was talking about us. And I guess they wanted to clear their name. Honestly, to me, them coming on the show did not help them, Moses and Sunny. Do you guys think that it helped them? I mean, if anything, it made us know who they were. And it's given a platform to Sunny, because I do see Sunny on YouTube too, talking about the show. But I feel like it hurt them, but it helped Destiny secure her spot for these last 2 seasons that was filmed as 1 season. You know what I mean? So Destiny has that accusation against Melody and Sunny. I feel like that hurts you as well. Michelle says, Destiny did the Dear Future Wifey podcast before she started doing hers, and she spoke on them there. Thank you for the clarification. Charlene says, Kempire, would you try and get an interview with Sunny, because then you will get the straight facts? Will I? Because based off what we saw on the show, Sunny wasn't talking straight facts. We've called out, if you go back and watch some of our reviews, some of the inconsistencies in Sunny's story. But even seeing her interaction with Moses was cringy. And her wanting to act as if like Moses was some sort of prize. No. No, man. He's no prize. And the fact that he got locked up right now again, this was before we even knew that he was no prize. I mean, we already knew he was no prize, but this is before any of this stuff was playing out, and we found out that he had went to jail. And we were like, what the? He really is no damn prize. Really? So, anyways. Love is Lena says, Sunny is definitely honest. The show is heavily edited, Kim. And I point that out every single week. Are you new here? But the fact that she wants to make it seem as if Moses is some sort of prize and some man that she should be on reality television defending, that tells me everything that I need to know about Sunny. We're good. Okay? We're good. And please understand, Destiny wanted me to interview her too. And I told my team, thankfully, no. So we're not trying to interview none of them. Okay? Sure. Look, see, everyone has mixed feelings about Sunny in the chat. It's okay. The show's over. We don't need to revisit it. Even the segment of this reunion was sort of like, We've rehashed this. They're never going to like each other. I would never expect them to like each other. I don't think that they were even I would never expect them to even have resolution. Why do they even need resolution? I don't think they were even that close. And even if they were close, that relationship is dead. She's still married to the inmate. All right. Anyways, guys, if you remember the channel, I have dropped the call link for you guys on the community tab here on YouTube. It's on the post tab now. They don't call it the community tab anymore. It's the post tab. Okay. Natalie, who's watching on Facebook, says, I am truly over this show. Truly over this show. Live chat. Mods, can you let me know where we are with the likes? I know Foxy said that we should get to 800 likes. And I will drop the calling link for you guys. Okay? All right. Moving on. Let me see. Danielle, thank you so much for super chat. Danielle says, if I see Wanda in that French roll, I know something. Oh my goodness, y'all are a mess. Okay. Oh, thank you, Foxy. 722 likes. Once we get to 800 likes, even though we have 2,200 of you here watching, I will post the call-in link. But it's okay. If you remember the channel, I posted the call-in link on the community tab. We'll take members first. I didn't even think y'all would show up. But I appreciate you guys showing up for our recap. I know this was a last-minute notification. Okay. All right. So Melody and Sunny end up having a conversation backstage, and Melody's just like, the fact that she even thinks that we colluded to come up with some sort of storyline is ridiculous. And Sunny's just like as if you need her for some sort of storyline. Okay. Thank you, L. Singleton. We love you. A mess. Okay. Do you guys miss? Hold on. Do you guys miss Miss Wanda? Okay. Anyways, oh wait, I almost forgot to mention one thing though. So Carlos says that he's like, let me land the plane. She's like, he's like, I'm going to land the plane. And Destiny says, I hope so. And then he goes like the, for those that are listening to the podcast version of this, he makes a funny face after she says, I hope so. For me, I actually appreciated that energy. And I was like, yeah, because you've been coming for her even before the reunion started, Carlos. Okay. You were coming for her and the thing is he always wants to have his own moment to talk instead of really getting everyone else to talk. That's your job as the host. The job as the host is not for you to be having your monologue. So he's just like, I want to explain something and she's like, he's just like, I'm gonna land the plane. She's like, I hope so. I was here for the energy. I was here for it. I don't care. I was like, yes, land the plane. Because no one that's watching this reunion wants to hear you. We want to hear what these people have to say. All right. She's like, I hope so. So Trish ends up coming out. Lord, I think Trish is a beautiful woman. Don't get me wrong. I actually think she's a beautiful woman. This is the worst wig ever. It does nothing for her. I didn't like the dress. I didn't like their outfits together. It was giving very cheap. Right, Carlos? It was giving very cheap. So Trish comes out because, as you know, during the season, it was a big conversation on why did she lie about knowing Martel. And when they rehashed and they showed some of the stuff, Martel lied a lot. Or Trish did. I'm not sure. Because remember, she said we only hung out that one time when she came to train him. He said, we hung out a couple of times. We hung out a couple of times. And then we saw her. They play the clips of where she says, oh, I never hung out with him. And then like, oh, I hung out with him. That's when she told Ken. But did you guys notice when they were showing Trish and Ken's time on the show, when they got to that last fight for the season finale, they didn't show them in the reunion watching it. I mean, they could have and then just dubbed it, but they didn't show that. That says to me, because you remember there was a rumor, you guys told me this rumor, that when they filmed this reunion back in October, and again, I don't remember the timeline because I remember Ken did go on Carlos's YouTube channel and said that they had been fighting. But you guys noticed during the reunion, they didn't show Trish and Ken watching that last fight, which says to me maybe the reunion was filmed before that, possibly. But anyways, so Trish responds to why she reacted the way she reacted and why she didn't say the truth. Because Carlos says to her, I was confused, because I'd never done reality television before, but I was a little confused. And Carlos was like, you were confused about the truth? I don't know about Trish, but what I do know, I'm not interested enough in Trish's storyline or personality to continue watching her on the show. All right. But Carlos goes through a whole laundry list of possible things that could have happened between Trish and Martel. He's like, did you and Martel sleep together? She said no. Did he send you X-rated pics? She said no. Okay. Martel jokingly at the end of this reunion says, okay, fine, I'll just admit it. Trish and I slept together. I didn't believe him then. But do you guys even believe that there was anything sexual between Trish and Martel? I mean, she lied so much. It's like, I don't know what is the truth. I don't know what was the truth. Danny says they slept together. But why not own it? Because this was before Ken. Why not just own it? Oh, because maybe it would have overlapped while he was still married to Mel, but they were already separated, even if they weren't married. Smack TV says, who cares at this point? Me too. I agree. But I got to talk about it. Guys, if you're a member of the channel, I posted the call-in link on the post tab so you guys have first access. I'm going to drop a call-in link for the live chat. Moz, can you just let me know where we are? Okay. Didi says, Kempire, I don't even care. Me too. But I have to talk about it. It's part of the reunion recap. Okay. Let me get to the comments. All right. We're at 800 likes. Thank you, Mama Ali. Thank you. All right. So I'll drop the call link for our live Chat while I read these super chats. Square Biz, thank you so much for the super chat. Scribbis, shimmy. Scribbis says Mel did not acknowledge the mentoring because Nell went on interviews and stated that Mel was difficult and it was very tiresome dealing with Mel/Martel. Shouldn't mentoring be a private affair? That points are being made, but you know what I would have said? But again, this could be her being a Scorpio, not wanting to own that, is that she was hurt by some of the things that Nell said in previous interviews. Why not say that? You know what I mean? Because then I could understand. I'm like, oh, it makes sense why you wouldn't, take ownership and why she feels a way about Nell. Well, apparently, Melody goes in on Nell a little bit later on during part 3 of the reunion, the final part of the reunion. All right. Thank you, Squarebiz, for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Edward, thank you so much for being a member for over a year, 14 months. I forgot to mention this. I turned 23 last Saturday. Happy birthday, Aquariuses. Happy birthday, Edward. Hope you had a fantastic birthday. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. Edward, thank you so much for another super chat. Edward says, I was shocked Ken is still sitting with Tricia. But do you notice the body language between Tricia and Ken? That would have been my first question to them. But again, it reminds us that I think that last part of the reunion, that last part of the season was filmed after the reunion. Because even Carlos didn't, because my first question to them, so my first question to you guys, are you still together? Are you still together? Because we saw how the reunion ended, but then the season finale ended. So it makes me wonder, are they, when was this filmed? But that's just my thought. I don't know. And we'll never know for sure. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Esquire says, it was so hard to watch her gaslight Ken. She's been deceptive, and that erodes trust. Mind you, we caught her in literally telling Ken on camera about the truth about her and Martel. And I was just like, you didn't give him a heads up on this? She says, that man had a good reason to mistrust her. But you also know his it seems like he likes being the Captain Sabo. And when you're Captain Sabo, you're about to get your feelings hurt. Unique, thank you for the super chat. Unique says, hey, Kemp, I just want to support the reunion. I just want to support. The reunion was okay. Carlos was doing way too much. Unique, thank you so much for the support. And I can agree. But he does that all the time. I know we're used to it at this particular point. Scribbis, thank you for the super chat. Yes, Mel mentioned it to Nell in that episode. Oh, in the episode when they had the conversation about the mentoring. Then I would repeat it. Eva, thank you so much for the super chat. Eva says, I need Wig Trish to admit she's still in love with her husband. Oh, her husband who takes the flowers off of the reunion set to give to Melody. He is such a buster. Like, sir, at least if you're going to flirt with Melody, bring some flowers that you got yourself. But no, he decides to take the flowers off the table that's there to give to her next week. So corny. Ken showed himself in that fight scene. Yeah. I told you what Ken is. El Singleton says Marquez is fine but slow. And look, honestly, unless it's a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, I would never take Marquez seriously. Right? Pageant Mom says I would rather Kempire interview Melody from Crow to HR manager. Oh Lord. TD says he's a clown. Special K says gas station flower. Here's the thing. The flowers on the table were far better than the flowers that Eddie Acefo got for Dr. Wendy's birthday. Anyways, all right. Let me move on. Let me get to some callers. So that's how they end the reunion when Martel tries and makes a joke. Oh, Tricia and I, slept together. And Carlos asked him, did you find that funny, Ken? He's like, no, I didn't find that funny. Yeah, it wasn't funny at all. But then I wonder, in that joke, was there some truth? I think I will always now, before when it first started, I didn't think that anything happened. But we found her to be dishonest, Tricia. Up until the season finale, we found her to be dishonest. So now I'm sort of like, I don't know what is true. Anyways. All right, let's get to some callers, guys. We're going to, if you're a member of the channel, we've dropped the call-in link on the community tab. our post tab. We also dropped the call-in link in the live chat. We've got a couple people backstage, but it's fine. I don't need to be here a long time. All right, so let me bring up Charisse first. Hold on. Charisse, what did you want to share?
Oh my gosh, I'm first. Can't
Yeah.
believe it. Anyway, hi Kempire. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I sent a card for you. I hope you got it.
I have to check my P.O. box.
Oh, it's okay. Anyway, and then I was looking in your background like, where he at? But it's not real. So anyway, my thoughts on the show are that the costumes, I mean, not costumes, the reunion looks were awful. Not, I didn't like anyone. Melody's makeup looked pretty, and that's it. But between this and Bell Collective, they look better in their confessionals, not Bell Collective, but they look better in their confessionals. So it's like I'm over the poor fashions. But now that Melody is leaving the show, I don't know how he's going to continue. And I'm so sick of Carlos trying to be Andy Cohen. Like, please stop. Andy does it better. Just stop. But that's all I had to say.
Thank you, Charisse.
Have a good one.
You too. The fashion side. Oh, Lord. All right. Elsie Charm is backstage. We'll bring Elsie up next. Elsie, what did you want to share?
Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you all for bringing me up. I just want to thank you for Friday night show with the doctors, the ones on screen, and the ones in the chat. Thank you for reviewing this show. It's gotten me through a lot, and I wish these people whatever they deserve. And I wish everybody out here in Kempire land everything that they want and desire. Have a great one.
That's it, Elsie? Okay.
That's it. I don't want to talk about these people anymore. I saw the deleted scenes and they were just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. I'm done. I've tapped out.
I hear you. Thank you for calling in.
See you next Friday or
yes.
Fridays. Okay.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Yes, guys, we will be back live on Valentine's evening. More than likely, we'll have Tana from Love Match Atlanta, a licensed matchmaker, here to continue our conversation on dating and love here on the channel. If you missed it, we were just live this past Friday with life coach Keisha. If you missed it, we always have really great conversation and callers. But if you missed it, be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel. You can also hear it on the podcast. Okay. All right. We've got Brandy backstage. We're going to bring Brandy up next. Brandy, what did you want to share about love and marriage Huntsville? There we go.
I just want to say I'm so glad you pointed out Sunny's energy. I think she would have been received much better had she come in more humble with a lot more grace.
Yep.
She really made herself look really bad. I keep saying, I think that girl got low self-esteem. Because who wait until they halfway 40 to go date somebody on parole, break the parole so you can go film, and man, you got to spend your first anniversary while he in jail. Definitely had that man as a sneaky link, and she did it for a reason.
Oh, Brandy, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. I agree. It's weird energy with Sunny. Like if he was a prize, then I could understand. And I don't know. I know she was trying to have a baby. Maybe it's a good thing that she ended up not having a baby because now he's locked up. Now you'll be a single mother. I mean, look, I'm sure he's going to come out sometime soon. But how many times has he gone into jail? Just saying. All right. Thank you, Mr. Melon Magic, for the super chat. Mr. Melon Magic says, hope you're having a good time with your man count. So messy. I am not with my man. I wish I was. The way y'all think my life is so love-filled, that is my wish for 2025. Okay. All right. Uni Boo is backstage. We're going to bring Uni Boo up next. Uni Boo, what did you want to share about Love Match Atlanta? No, Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Love in lots of Huntsville. That's what I call it. So I know you asked a question about the podcast for Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So she have it's supposed to be a Mental Monday podcast, supposed to be talking about mental, but what she talk about is Melanie, Sunny, and Moses. Basically, she just sit there staring at the camera and let her team with therapists talk about, what's going on the show concerning to Melanie, Moses, and Sunny. Those are the only three topics. Recently, they talk about Martel, but mostly what the people she talked about is Mel, Sunny, and Moses. That's the Mental Monday that she had. But before that, she went to Dare by Future podcast and she talked about Sunny and Moses then. My understanding, serve me correctly, on Carlos' podcast, Messy Monday, he said that he reached out to Destiny and Destiny told him that Sunny and Moses are married. And then he went to Sunny and Moses and asked them, what do you guys want to be on the show? And I think he got the agreement with Destiny said it's okay. And then he went and asked them if they want to come on the show. That's according to Carl Lucifer.
Well, here's the thing. During the reunion, Carlos did verify with Destiny that she wasn't blindsided. She knew that they were coming on the show.
Yeah, that was his words for the confusion. I know you don't watch other stuff outside the show. I just want to give you a little tidbit of what's going on so you can be fully versed about the whole, but Destiny lies so much. So it's kind of like, I don't even know. And this is the thing. But what I'm understanding from Sunny, when she got set up by Carlos, that's my personal opinion, because it's like you throw the way she was introduced is not the right way to introduce them. For me, because I feel like it was a setup. It's like, she's so messy that it's like, oh, this going to, be a messy thing. It's going to be the talk of the town. Let me just introduce them that way. I feel like if you would have introduced them a different way, that because none of us knew about Sunny Mary Moses until that come up. Yeah. And, there's one blogger that actually talked about Sunny Moses married before they were introduced. I'm not going to say the name because I don't know how you feel about people saying blogger name. Calling me Pink.
Okay. Oh yeah.
She broke that story first about, Moses married to the producer. She broke that story first. And then, Sunny and Moses got on the show. But I feel like I'm a Cancer because she's a Cancer too. So I can speak. Yes, we cry babies and stuff like that, whatever. I'll take that. But I feel like where she coming from is like, if I'm introduced to a place and I feel like I'm getting attacked, I'm not going to be nice about it. I'm going to come in swinging. And I feel like when she was introduced to the whole podcast thing, she felt like she was getting attacked. And when we got her back against the wall, we're going to come out swinging. So I feel like that's why she didn't really have that nice, because I follow her and I see her on her life and she's doing, real estate. She's like very smart. But we don't get to see that side because of the messiness. But she is a real businesswoman. She's about her stuff. She's about her business. And I feel like it was robbed by this messy show to really see like she actually doing something in the community. She's doing big things. And I feel like that was a disservice for her because we want to see excellent, but they didn't show that. And I feel like that was a rob. She was set up. That's my personal opinion. But for me, it's like when she got back in the corner and people keep attacking her, you can't expect someone to be nice and calm and kumbaya if they're getting attacked. We're going to come out swinging. So I understand that part.
You said it. You won't come out swinging. Okay.
I'm coming full force and there is no, was it low mountain, low high enough? Because I'm going to be like 50 cents. I'm going to be what's that 50 cents? He's a Cancer too. Okay. When you cross me, you come for me, I
gotta go.
That's all. But have a nice day.
You too.
Okay.
Bye. Said she's gonna come out swinging. Isabel, imagine we pointed out your picture of me in your. Where the hell did you even find that picture? Like, are you stalking me? Okay. Anyways, let's bring up Pageant Mommy next. Hold on, Pageant Mommy. What did you want to share about Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, and you, love. So Melody was getting slammed from all ends, right? And so she really did look defeated. And that certainly created a hostile work environment. And as a CHRO, and I believe you're a former HR manager, that created that environment. And Carlos needs to be quite careful because I think Melody is a smart cookie and she definitely would have a case against him, the production company owned, and so forth. Destiny certainly gives single brown female vibes as it relates to Melody. I mean, she is just fixated on this woman, so that's interesting. Kimmy and Tricia seem to be envious of Mel, in my opinion, that, she divorced her sexist cheating husband and they're still with theirs. Okay. And so I just really think that, listen, I'm a grown woman. I'm a woman of a certain age. So I'm not a meter or anybody's meter. I'm a mommy meter, a pageant mommy meter. But I do think that, what we do for for fame and so forth, we need to be mindful of that. And Carlos really, really wants to be Andy Cohen, but he needs to quite literally edit his thirsty desire to be that. Like, edit your style, because you're not ready yet, love, based upon how you move. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm going to try to come to the New York show. I'm a New Yorker too. So I'm going to try to come, and I'll bring my daughter too. So
You should.
thank you.
That'd be amazing.
All right, love. Have a great one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Yes, guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to New York City Friday, February 21st. Less than 2 weeks away. We have a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about, and you'll have an opportunity to come to the mic and share your shady story or ask your shady question. That is happening in New York City Friday, February 21st at the Green Room 42. Don't forget, there is a live stream option exclusively for this show. For those that keep saying, I want to be a part, but maybe you're living in a city I haven't visited yet, or in a country I haven't visited yet. So go get your tickets today. More information will be available on the tickets will be in the description. All right, let's bring up the El Shady Gal. Hold on. El Shady Gal, what's going on?
Oh, I'm here. I survived yet another reunion of mess and BS. It's just interesting. Like the previous caller said, it did seem like, okay, everybody coming at Nell about their feelings and stuff, about things that have been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Nell, you have bigger issues to worry about. Lexi got a YouTube and she's airing you out and how you and Chris really got together. So, sis, you need to be more worried about that and not this whole relationship of mentorship with Mel, when you have said previously that she was difficult and you spend a lot of your time, counseling Martel. Why are we trying to switch up the words now? Now, Mel was defensive and she definitely was not like feeling it. But at the same time, if you see these people as co-workers and not real friends, why would you give them that energy? And for Tisha to sit up there with the white stockings on and them red pumps, them red bottom heels, like, girl, what in the country ghetto-ness is that? We still wearing stockings in 2025. We ain't going to Easter. You might as well have on your little ruffle socks. And then, good God, Destiny, get your story together. Like, you keep trying to pivot everything back to Mel. Like, Mel set you up. Mel did this. Mel did that. We've seen the podcast. Carlos sprung them on her. Mel did not work with Sonny. Sonny wasn't her producer. She was your producer. Like, if you ever dealt with anything with production, there are certain producers that work with certain couples.
Yeah.
She wasn't working for you. So why are you now saying that they came together to come up with this story to bring Moses here to mess with you? No, sweetie, you're not that important. You over here running Madani out a storage unit. Girl, you got bigger issues to worry about too. You need to be worried about these forgeries. You need to be worried about these court cases. Mel don't need to be on your mind either. And as far as your child goes, Martel, the one who got on here talking about, yeah, maybe I could be Law's dad. Like, everybody has been saying something about you and your child, but you want to come at Sonny for speaking on it when it's been said in previous seasons. It's been alluded to. You got some stuff to clean out. And good God, you know how bad it is for Carlos to have to say, no, I did that, Destiny. I was being messy. Mel had no idea about that. For him to own his messiness when he still won't own the lies about Phaedra, allegedly, and is trying to still escape life story, allegedly. Like, come on. This is, I see why Mel left. I understand. No hate. Girl, go on, do your thing, because this is a mess. Not everybody's really going to have to work for their check, because now we have to have real storylines. Not you focusing on Mel and Martel and talking about Martel's antics on social media. Now we really have to talk about your lives Kimmy and Maurice, Tisha and Marcel, because Tisha and Marcel said that they separated. They were in therapy. Why didn't we know this on the show? Why were they able to keep their marital drama out, but have us focusing on Mel and Martel? That's not right. That's not fair.
Mm.
We never heard anything fully addressed about this court case with Maurice. We didn't even know he wrapped his car around a pole until he said it on the reunion because they wouldn't talk about it.
Points are being made. Shady Gal, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Take care. I mean, those are some valid points. And one of the other things that we didn't talk about between Sunny and Destiny's conversation was the back and forth on social media. And Destiny says, there could never be a future friendship with Sunny because of some of the commentary, including posting this Maury Povich meme on her Instagram, insinuating that maybe Destiny doesn't know the paternity of her kid. And the fact that Sunny tried to kind of backtrack on that as if we don't know what the insinuation is there. I was like, girl, if you put it out there, just stand on it, because that makes me look at you sideways. I was like, so what else are you being shady about and lying about? Just own it. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not the only one on social media questioning that. Just say. But like Shady Gal brought up as well, in regards to Maurice's storyline, his DUI, we didn't know it was an actual accident or the reason why he had gotten arrested or was suspected of having a DUI. We got those details at this reunion that was filmed in October, and apparently they were filming after October. I don't know that for a fact, but it feels that way. And we're in February seeing this reunion, a reunion that was filmed 5 months ago, almost 5 months ago. Yes, the reunion was literally, if we didn't get that little timestamp from Melody in part 1, we wouldn't have known when this reunion was filmed. This reunion was filmed October of 2024. Don't make no sense to me. Vanna says, Kempire, plot twist. She by Sheree is a special guest. I hope you are so wrong, because we do not need that. But I know Sheree needs the check, allegedly. What is Sheree doing for money now? What is she doing for money? Let me know. Squarebiz, thank you so much for another super chat. Squarebiz says, that long package of Destiny was put in to replace the grooming saga that they removed, I think. You bring up such a valid point. That makes so much sense, Squarebiz. Thank you for that. Because I said that when they started talking about Destiny coming back, that makes more sense. I was like, why is this package of Destiny so damn long? It felt weird. It felt weirdly long. I looked down at my notes and then looked up and I was like, they still didn't even add the moment when Destiny sees Melody in the hallway during their trip and she says, "I'm sorry, I love you." Like, we didn't get any of that. Come on, if you're gonna extend it and make it worth our while, right? Anyways, Patricia says, I'm glad Sunny posted Maury. Destiny was the one who told Martel to get a DNA on Sugar Mama. It ain't fun when the rabbit got the pow pow. Oh, damn, you guys remember everything, don't you? Anyways, shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. We appreciate you guys. And shout out to our community watching on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the Kempire YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe today. And don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. That's where you get special episodes and early recap episodes as well on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today. And don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. All right. A podcast version of this live recap will be available there at some particular point. But be sure to check out our review of the Fall of Diddy documentary, some of our past recaps, and some exclusive podcast episodes there. All right. All right. Sonia says, I think everyone should get a DNA. Oh, gee. Okay. Lord have mercy. All right. Oh, Gadget says it was a farewell thank you for the services package from Destiny. I actually believe what the super chat just said. I do believe it felt as if that package was to fill what they may have taken out. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. I appreciate you all taking time out of your Super Bowl Sunday afternoon to be here with us here on the Kempire YouTube channel and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Blue Sky, the Kempire on Blue Sky as well, and on Instagram, the Kempire. I will probably be there at some particular point. I don't know when, but as you know, I'm not in the studio, not in town. So whenever I get back, we'll get back to our usually programmed scheduled shows and things like that. I don't believe there is it makes sense. There won't be any new episodes of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine this week because it is the Super Bowl and that's a monster in ratings. So I can imagine that they're not wanting to compete against those, the Super Bowl. So more than likely we won't have our recap tomorrow. If I'm correct, I believe I am correct that there won't be any new episodes. I do want to talk about the latest episode of Traitors. So stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. And if you're a member of the channel, we did post the Discord invite link on the post app on YouTube. For those that are not a part of the Discord family, please be mindful. We do not moderate adults. Please make sure that you're following the rules and regulations, both here on YouTube, but also a part of our Discord, or you will be kicked out. Okay. Let me see. Thank you so much for the super chat, Leo. Leo says, Destiny put it out there when she named her son after a business name she and Moses made up while being married to LeBaric. I mean, Destiny's situation with LeBaric is touch and go now from what I see the streets are talking about. People getting arrested. It's a messy situation. Not messy enough for me to be invested, especially because I know LeBaric is not going to do Love and Marriage Huntsville. So she can deal with her messy life on her own. Okay, Avery says, imagine being on a cruise in your room watching Kempire. I haven't left my room all morning. What cruise are you on? I haven't been on a cruise in years. My last cruise I did was a Mediterranean cruise, which was nice. I would love to do another one of those. I think that's fantastic. But if I want to do a quick one, that's what I should do. But it's hard. If I do a cruise, y'all definitely not getting content. The internet on a cruise is terrible. So just saying. Anyways, good luck to the Philadelphia Eagles tonight and Jalen Hurts. You know who I'm rooting for. And you know how I come up with my stats and who I'm rooting for. I do a lot of homework. Okay. Anyways, guys, if you're coming to the New York City show, I will see you guys Friday, February 21st. Ticket information is available in the description, but there's also a live stream ticket option as well. Get your tickets today. And don't forget, our friends over at Rose Forever is sponsoring today's live show. And you get a discount code Kempire20 for $20 off of your Rose Forever purchase. Head on over to the description. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Get you something for yourself or someone you love. Thank you to our King Scars. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. And of course, thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. Be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on what we just recapped in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville. We got one more recap to talk about. So stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. I will see you all at some particular point. All right. Anyways, I will see you all later. Bye. Let's go, Eagles. Let's go, Eagles. Let's go, Eagles. I hope they win. I don't like to be a part of no loser team. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to the Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. As always, don't forget to give the Kempire podcast a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We're trying to get to 1,000 reviews on both platforms. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, download, and share the Kempire podcast.